I am running for state's attorney today because I want to make Baltimore a safer place to raise my family. I'm engaged, I'm getting ready to start a family, and I want to make Baltimore safer. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about myself very briefly because some of you don't know me. I was raised in Anne Arundel County, a Baptist. I went to Anne Arundel County Public Schools. I went to law school here at the University of Baltimore, graduated in 1994. I'm proud to be the first member of my family to go to law school. And it was during my days at UB that I fell in love with Baltimore City. I've practiced law since 1994. I've represented hundreds and hundreds of clients, both in civil and criminal matters. I respect the United States Constitution. I have defended, as I say, many cases. I have also dealt with other lawyers too. I've written wills for clients. I have won custody of their children for them. And as I say, I've defended their rights. The Constitution means so much to me. Now, I've also been involved in Maryland Democratic politics. I was the president of Young Democrats in Maryland, which organized thousands of activists all over this state. Now, I do respect our incumbent, and I have complimented her on at least one major achievement that she's made. But I'm running for state's attorney today because I believe that I'm in a better position than my opponent to change the state's attorney's office. She has had 11 years to raise our conviction rates, especially for violent felons. Now, I've been trying cases since she stopped trying them 11 years ago to run the state's attorney's office. I worry sometimes. I'm relatively young, as I say. I do worry that the passage of time while in office can take a toll on some of our leaders' abilities to think outside the box and offer new ideas. Now, I would like to talk about what I see as the current problem. I believe we have record high funding and record low results in the state's attorney's office. Our overall felony conviction rate was 67% in 2005, according to Federal Uniform Crime Reporting Statistics. That same number in Baltimore County is 91%. But when you take out the possession with intent drug cases and the nonviolent felonies, that rate goes down to about 50%. That means about half of the defendants are walking out of the Mitchell courthouse not guilty on serious violent felony jury trials. We've got to change that. Some of these numbers that I'm throwing around, there's been a long-standing controversy about whose numbers are right. I would like to know what the state's attorney's numbers are for these crimes. I have requested them from her. I have not received them yet. So, with the 2000 overall felony conviction rate at 78%, according to the federal statistics, and our 2005 levels of 67%. Even by those numbers, convictions are down 11% in the last 5 years. And it appears to me that we're headed in the wrong direction. Now, I talk about record funding. My opponent has received almost every penny that she's ever asked for to fight crime in the city. And she's got it. In fact, we spend more money per prosecutor than most other major cities in this country. We also have more full-time prosecutors per person than almost any other major city in this country. And I don't see where the results are. Now look, I'm an Orioles fan, a lifelong Orioles fan. But to put this mildly, our current state's attorney's office has the New York Yankees payroll and the Baltimore Orioles record. And I think we can do better. I believe that we need to fight crime and not fight cops. As far as quality of life crimes go, my opponent said people who urinate on the streets are a threat to our peace in the newspaper on Friday. I disagree with that. We've got to prioritize our conviction rates of violent felons, but that does not mean that everyone else gets a free pass to carry on like hooligans. What I want to know is who is going to represent the rights for all of us? Who's going to look out for the civil rights of the innocent? Who's going to look out for the rights of the people who want to sit out on their front step on a warm summer night with their children and not have to worry about people who disrespect our city and our way of life? That's what I worry about. Now, do we have some bad arrests? Of course we do. But this is a major city. We're going to have some bad arrests. But I would submit to you that the bad arrest situation is not as bad as my opponent would make it seem. I would also like to let you know that I am a relative outsider to the city, and I believe that we've got to end the blame game. There's been too much finger-pointing. The 2006 grand jury report highlighted there is finger-pointing between the police and between the state's attorney's office, and it must end. I believe at this point we need to call for a ceasefire in the public safety family. I believe criminals are galvanized when they know that we can't agree on a crime-fighting policy. Now, I need to know that the next state's attorney in Baltimore City can admit to some of the shortcomings of the violent felony jury trial conviction rule. Now, all of the acquittals are not the fault of the state's attorney's office. There's no question about that. But the police don't bear all the blame, too. However, if my opponent can't admit ever making a mistake in any case, then I think we have a problem. We've got to rise up to end the Baltimore City justice crisis, and this can only happen by fighting crime and not fighting cops. Here are my promises to you in the first 2 years of my administration. I will spend our time repairing relationships in the criminal justice community. You will see a marked increase in violent felony jury trial conviction rates. I will found a Victim and Witnesses Oversight Council so that we can have direct user feedback on citizens' experiences with the state's attorney's office. I believe in no bail for prior violent offenders. That is the federal standard. That is the standard that the federal government uses, that U.S. Attorney Ron Rosenstein uses, and that's the standard that we should be using. I believe we should use our best and most experienced prosecutors to convict those violent offenders and to get involved in the juvenile court and convict and find responsible juvenile respondents and get to them early. I believe we need more outreach to educate the public in the form of a juror education pool so that they know that they too are stakeholders in this justice system. That those shall not kill, but if thou shalt let a violent criminal or a killer go free, that they contribute to the problems that we have here. I will also, as I say, in general, spend our time fighting crime, not fighting cops. I thank you very much for your time. I appreciate everyone who is here today, and I thank my opponent as well for their service. Thank you.
As an organization that has sued the city and the police department, and this question is really to you, Mr. Fogleman, because hearing what you said to us gave me the impression that you were running for president of FOP, not state's attorney. It seems like you were defending, in fact, what my organization is fighting the city and our police commissioner on a specific issue, and that is the significant number of individuals that are being arrested, given arrest records, and they're finding themselves calling us, emailing us, the NAACP, because they no longer can get a job. They're having problems getting housing because they have an arrest record. What specifically would you do to clean up what we consider to be the mess that the mayor and the police commission has done in arresting people rather than giving them citations? It seems like you were defending the police department in arresting all of these people when there is a negative consequence. Arrest record. What is your solution?
Very briefly. First of all, I want to highlight the fact that I believe that this is the only prosecutor's office in the entire country that I believe is telling the police to arrest less people rather than more people. Prosecutors and police get along all over this country. For some reason, they don't get along in this city. That having been said, I believe that we have got to, and I respect, people are denied college loans and grants and scholarships because of arrests, because of some truly victimless crimes. But I think that too many people have decided that they can define victimless crimes as something that doesn't cause a black eye or a broken window. And I disagree with that completely. I believe we have a collective need in this city to enforce quality of life crimes. I'm definitely respectful of bad arrests. I have a problem because I believe the state's attorney's office is basically dismissing cases because they can't be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. They're pre-dismissing cases. I believe that we do need to enforce the laws. I believe we need to enforce the laws against the police as well when that is necessary. And I do know that we have a bad arrest, but I can also tell you that we don't have as many as I believe my opponent has led you to believe. And the reason for that is we don't have thousands of lawsuits against the police. We have lawsuits against the police, but we do not have the incredible amount that we would have if all this misconduct was in fact going on. I am not going to be president of the FOP. What I wanted to do is be the state's attorney of this city, and the state's attorney of this city must take an oath to uphold all of the laws in this city, and that's what I stand for. Thank you.
Paid for by friends of Steve Fogleman, Chenduga's treasurer.